All right, guys, let's check out this Down for Sound CFXT65 6.5-inch car audio coaxial speakers. Now up here in the title, Down for Sound list them at 200 watts RMS per pair. Down in the specs, they list them at 120 watts to 180 watts RMS per pair. Range doesn't really line up, but we're going to call it 100 watts per pair or 120 watts per pair, something like that. I wouldn't put no more than about 60 watts each on these guys. But having said that, they do give a few specs down here. They are coaxial. Of course, we figured that out by the picture. The tweeter size is slightly below 1 inch, going to be kind of small, but they do give a 1-inch voice coil on the mid drivers and an 89 decibel sensitivity rating, which is kind of low. However, they do give you a 57 hertz to 20k kilohertz usable frequency response. Now, another couple of details is there's only a 2.5-inch mounting depth, so you won't have any clearance issues on that window. And the cutout is at 5.62, so that's perfect for a factory size 6.5-inch cutoff. Perfect for that. Now, I'm going to show you a couple other things I found interesting. They do give you this little frequency response chart, and I'm going to show you the things I found out about that. So what you're seeing right here is the resonant frequency for these drivers, which means they want to resonate like crazy at this frequency, or this frequency, which is, it looks like that's 90, 80, 70, 60, and 50, so about 70 hertz. They're going to want to go to bananas. So you're going to want to put these guys somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 hertz and up. No lower than 80 hertz, or you're going to probably destroy the drivers. You're going to get lots of noise anyway. So that's one little detail. The other one is the off-axis response, which took me a while to figure out what they were showing here, but that's what this is. So on axis at 0 degrees, you're looking at this red line right here. It looks like they got a pretty flat response curve, so it's not terrible. And at 30 degrees on the green line, you're still looking pretty good, not terrible. However, if you're looking at a 45 degree or a 60 degree off axis, they're going to be this yellow line and this purple line respectively, and that's pretty deep. You're going to be losing a lot of information around 5,000 hertz. So bear that in mind. If you're going to put them down in a door and you're looking at a 45 degree angle from that driver or more, you're going to be looking at this slightly tuned down top end response with a little peak there towards 10k and up. So it may not be terrible, but you are going to lose some information around 5k if you've got a pretty good angle. So it's good that they included this chart into this information, because they didn't really give us a lot of information. Like, they don't tell us what kind of cone, what kind of material the speaker cone is made out of, or the tweeter. Just says it's a 1-inch voice coil and a 0.78-inch voice coil. Says that it's a ferrite magnet, and that doesn't tell you a whole lot. Now, when you look at the picture would have you believe that it's some kind of woven fiber of some kind, and that may be the case, but it could also just be a stamped propylene cone, and so you're looking at just polypropylene with a woven look. Don't know. It does look like a rubber surround, but it could be foam. I don't know. They don't give me enough information. So while the price on these at $50 for a pair is pretty good, the power handling and the frequency response is not terrible. I would like to know what they're made out of. I mean, I got one picture, and I have no idea what I'm getting into. So we all know that since the Down for Sound and Jonathan Price has gotten into selling and branding and selling his own equipment, there's been some pretty good deals available, and not going to diss on that. We know, of course, that all of this stuff's coming out of China, which is fine, because a man's got to buy stuff and make a profit. I get it. It's a business. That's how it works. And I don't mind paying for the ability to order something and let someone else make some profit, and me not have to deal with Chinese shipping and with having to buy 1,000 of something and importing all that crap and all the tariffs and all the import fees that you have to pay and the length of time you have to wait and blah, 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 blah. When you go through Down4Sound, you're going to be able to get that equipment with a warranty behind it, and you're going to be able to get it quickly with just a simple click and purchase. So it's not a bad deal. The problem I have is, man, give me some more information. I mean, what I got down here is a bunch of hoopla, hoopla cheerleaders. It doesn't tell me crap, It doesn't tell me any more than what's in the information, and it just gives me a whole lot of making these speakers compatible for a blah, 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 and a blah, 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 and a blah, 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 blah. There's no information. There's just a bunch of cheerleading going on. And then when you get down here, there is a little bit of information, but there's a whole lot of missing information. I mean, it doesn't take long to include that information. At least tell me what the thing's made out of. Come on, man. Give me some more pictures. Something. Now, if you're wondering about the reviews, they're not bad. I read through them. All of them are pretty decent with the exception of, and it's not going to open now, with the exception of this one cat that says it didn't sound good in the back doors of his Colorado. That's all fine and dandy. I wouldn't expect anything to sound good in the back doors of a Colorado. But it is what it is. Everybody else is kind of sunshine and rainbows. This guy's happy they sounded better than some Hyankas. And, yeah. Not bad. So everyone's pretty happy with them, and that's all well and good. They'll probably sound fine. They do look awful familiar, like I've seen this design before. And if that's the case, then they are going to sound pretty fine. The problem I have is the fact that we're not being given enough information. There's a whole lot of missing information on the page, and it could be so easy to include that. I mean, it's very limited. But if you guys are in the market for some something between 50 and I'd say 50 to 100 watts RMS per pair drivers, something with a low amplifier or a stereo amplifier, good clean sound, relatively inexpensive, these guys might be for you. I'm going to try to include some more stuff, and I'm also trying out some new software to record screen, and I'm using a microphone I haven't used in eons to record this. I hope the audio sounds good. You guys be sure to hit me up in the comments if you have any suggestions. Let me know how you think it's working. And for now, guys, peace.